Is agricultural legislation in the future going to be more about social engineering than the stated mission of the U.S. Department of Agriculture? That's the question. And the more I'm looking and reading and observing, the more I think that this farm bill, supposed to come out in 2023, is going to look a lot like other programs that have come out of the current administration. You may have seen that there's now new mortgage laws. If you have a high credit score and have been financially responsible, you're going to be punished. And others that have a low credit score are going to get cheaper access to money, and their bad loans will still be sort of supported, if you will, subsidized by you. This comes on the heels of the student loan forgiveness, which really means taxpayers are going to pay for student loans that you didn't take out so that others don't have to pay back their college loans. So if that's kind of the prevailing sentiment that's going on, now let's take this to agriculture. The USDA has always been a political organization since the 1860s when it was signed into law by President Lincoln. But its stated mission back then was affordable, abundant, safe food for the masses. What it didn't say was social engineering. And where am I going with this? Well, I've been getting emails, and probably you have too if you're in ag, from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Very heavily tilted toward things like beginning farmers, first-time farmers, people coming into agriculture, and then, of course, underserved or underprivileged minorities, etc. Is legislation going to keep tilting that way? Well, let's just talk about what current USDA programs look like. There's an adjusted gross income cap. If you are wealthy, you get capped out and you're not eligible for programs, things like CRP, whatever. Also, there's a dollar amount per entity. In other words, if you're a large-scale farming operation and there's a disaster payment, you will be capped out at a certain dollar amount. Same thing on price programs for dairy. If you're a smaller scale dairy operator, maybe less efficient, certainly less income, you get more money per cow, more money per dollar of invested capital than certainly somebody that's larger scale. So these have always been programs. Are they going to hasten? And I'm guessing that they will. Based on everything that I'm seeing, it looks to me like the agricultural legislation is moved from sort of being political when we brought in the nourishment and nutrition programs, the SNAP and the food stamps that are now part of the Farm Bill, which will be 85% of future farm bills. From there, I think we're going to actually take it to the next level. I believe we're going to actually move into a situation that looks a little bit more socialized. This is my prediction on where ag legislation is going. I would like your thoughts on it as well. Till next time, I'm Damian Mason. Check out my most recent episode of The Business of Agriculture where I talk about the Farm Bill with my guest Paul Neiffer. Thanks for tuning in.